What's up everyone, MunchingOrange here with an amazing Pokemon Sun and Moon news update because today, my friends, a new trailer has come out and the hype train just doesn't stop going every time with even more hype for us because today we had the reveal of seven new Pokemon for Pokemon Sun and Moon, and they all look, well, I'm not gonna say they all look great, but they all look pretty interesting. So we're gonna take a look at this new trailer at all 7 new Pokemon revealed. Now among these 7 Pokemon, we have the evolution of Grubbin, who totally becomes an electric bug type lunchbox thing. We also have the new Pikachu of this generation, which is actually a steel electric type. That already sounds really cool. And of course, the biggest news of today is that we got the official reveal of one of the guardians of the Alola region. We'd heard about them, but didn't know if they were actually going to be Pokemon. And now we have the confirmation of Tapu Koko. That might sound like one of Crash Bandicoot's masks, and he kind of looks like he could be one too, but Tapu Koko looks amazing and might even shed some light on what the story of these games might be about. So let's finally dive into all of this awesome info before my 15-minute time limit video runs out. So right off the bat, the trailer starts with Tapu Koko, which is definitely the biggest reveal of today. I mean, we had 7 Pokemon, but out of these 7, Tapu Koko is definitely the highlight of it because it is kind of a legendary Pokemon. I don't know if we've confirmed whether it's got its legendary status, but it's definitely a guardian Pokemon of the Alola region. We even heard about it back during the Nintendo Treehouse gameplay at E3. There were a few mentions of Tapu Koko actually, but we didn't know whether it was going to be a Pokemon or not. I think a lot of people did assume so though, and today we actually have it revealed. So Tapu Koko is the guardian of Alola region's first island, Melee, which we can assume is the island you start your journey on, but we didn't know what exactly was up with this Pokemon. We did hear that our character had actually met with it, and now we actually learn how that might happen. So in his first appearance in the trailer, Tapu Koko is actually in a different form, or at least he looks very different, as he's kind of hiding or protecting itself in a different kind of casing. I don't know, he kind of just looks like a big chicken head. But eventually he exposes himself and reveals his true form, which is of course the fighting robot kind of looking luchador masked man. I don't know, he looks really cool, but I really can't describe what I feel like he looks like. Either way, he's clearly standing there with Hala, so I feel like they have an important relationship with each other. So even though Hala might not exactly be Tapu Koko's trainer, being the kahuna or the leader of Melee Island, maybe Hala has meetings with Tapu Koko, or maybe they've been friends since they were very young. But either way, they definitely have a connection there, and it seems like at some point your main character will actually meet with Tapu Koko even before the first major rival battle. So I feel like this is actually how the games of Sun and Moon start, is you have some kind of fateful encounter with Tapu Koko as soon as you reach the Alola region, and then that sets off your journey. As we see later on in the trailer, you even get to battle with Tapu Koko, but it's at level 60 when we see it, so I'm not sure if you'll really get this Pokemon early on, or if you can just catch it later on in the game as a legendary. But we definitely have some kind of encounter with Tapu Koko early on, and that might be what we see when those Spearows are surrounding him and giving him energy. I'm not sure what's up with that, but I think that might be the early game event when you meet up with him. Looks pretty cool though, I like the Pokemon. Of course, that's all speculation and theories, but Tapu Koko I feel like is the first Pokemon revealed that really has a link to the story. Even Solgaleo and Lunala we don't know anything about, so with Tapu Koko, it's definitely fun to speculate what it's all about. Being one of the guardians of Alola, it of course means that there could be 3 more out there, with there being 4 islands on Alola. So enough speculation, let's actually talk about what we do know about this Pokemon. So first of all, it's going to be an electric and fairy type. So we definitely see a lot of the electricity around it when it is in the trailer, but the fairy side of things could mean that the other 3 guardians of Alola would also be fairy types and would have a secondary type to go along with them. So the most that makes sense to me is of course water, fire, grass, and then electric has always kind of been the 4th starter type. So it's a little obvious with there being 4 islands and 1 guardian for each. These typings just make sense with being the starter typings plus electric. That's kind of always been a thing I feel like. So with the secondary typing, a fairy added on each one, I think they'd make for a really cool, whatever the word is for 4 in a trio. Quadrio. I don't really know the word here, but let's move on to what we do know about Tapu Koko then, and that is he has a new ability as well called Elect Maker. I don't know if that's going to stick as the English name, but it definitely exists, and it definitely summons electric terrain when the Pokemon is sent into battle. So even though they were introduced in Generation 6, electric terrain as well as misty terrain, which is kind of similar but for fairies, these weather effects weren't really too popular, and I feel like an ability that brings them out at will definitely be something that makes them, I guess, more viable, or maybe we might see them pop up more often, because we could even see other terrains possibly from the other Guardian Pokemon. Of course, we only have the reveal of Tapu Koko today, so overall pretty excited for Tapu Koko. I really like its design, and I think it fits with the electric and fairy typing that they gave it. Of course, the ability I think is awesome, so definitely let me know what you guys think of this legendary Guardian of the Alola region, and what you think the other Guardians are going to potentially have as their typings, or what they're going to look like. I always look forward to seeing what you guys have to say in the comments, so definitely let me know about Tapu Koko. But that's not all, because we have still 6 more Pokemon to talk about. I can't believe that we just only covered Tapu Koko, because here are all the rest of them, and they look just as great. Okay, maybe not this one, but the rest of them definitely look cool, and we're going to take a look at each one of them. So first up, coming out of the grass, is Grubbin's evolution, now confirmed to be a bug and electric type, and that is Charjabug. This Pokemon is interesting. It's definitely got a peculiar look. I've heard it compared to a cooler loaf of bread. I just feel like he's gonna get a lot of hate for looking kind of weird, but of course we've seen this with many bug Pokemon in the past. They have this awkward teenage state when they go into their cocoon, and I guess Charjabug here is no exception. It looks pretty dang weird. I guess it also looks like a charger, like literally a phone charger. And although we don't have much info on it, there is actually more to it, because Charjabug evolves once again. And the reward is pretty sweet, because Grubbin's final evolution will be revealed as Vikavolt. This bug behemoth is awesome. Of course, it still remains a bug electric type, which makes it similar to Galvantula, but that was a spider, and this is, well, I don't really know what kind of bug this is based off, but either way, Vikavolt looks awesome. Just like with Charjabug, we don't know its ability or anything, just kind of showing off that they are electric bugs, which I'm all for. Especially if they can charge my phone, because for some reason, I'm always running on low battery. I literally sit in my room and I just never charge this thing. So our new Pokemon reveal story never ends, because next up we've got the never-ending dragon, Drampa. This is where things start to get a little weird. We have a dragon Pokemon revealed really early on. I'm not sure if this is like a late game dragon or anything, but it's definitely unique looking, and even has a unique typing, because this is actually a normal and dragon type. When I first saw the Japanese trailer, I thought it said Steel Dragon. I'm like, what is going on here? But no, it's a normal and dragon type instead, and I'm still not sure what's going on, because this Pokemon just looks so goofy and bizarre, but in a really likable way. Like, I like this new Drampa Pokemon here. It even has a new ability to show off against this Flygon, which is Frenzy. We're not sure how the ability is triggered, but it seems like by being hit by a super effective attack, or being dropped to low HP, and then your special attack will raise. So sounds to me kind of like weakness policy turned into an ability instead. New ability, new normal dragon. I'm loving it so far, and that is just half of the new Pokemon revealed. So let's move along to Finding Dory's ugly cousin, this fish Pokemon. This is Bruxish, the new water and psychic fish Pokemon revealed for the Alola region. And I want to compare it to the Magikarp or Basculin of this region. At least in ugliness, we can definitely see it competing, but in typing, it's totally different. Like I said, it's a water and psychic type, and they're definitely switching it up, at least with the basic water Pokemon we might be able to find in Alola. So pretty excited to see if this actually evolves into anything. I only really say that because, let's be real, it's not the prettiest Pokemon you've seen out there, but that's not going to stop Bruxish from dazzling its opponents with the new ability actually called Dazzle. This ability actually prevents priority moves from hitting, so I think we see in the trailer, Kangaskhan tries to Sucker Punch and it just doesn't work out for him, ends up taking the Psywave in the face. So pretty awesome ability, preventing priority moves. Not really something we've seen before, so definitely some cool new abilities revealed with these new Pokemon, and I'm really excited overall for new abilities in Sun and Moon. I think abilities really change Pokemon quite a lot, so seeing new ones introduced is always almost as exciting to me as seeing a brand new Pokemon. But that's it for the new abilities introduced today. There are still, however, 2 new Pokemon revealed, so let's get to those. This next Pokemon is Cutiefly. No, not Pewdiefly, Cutiefly. I don't have much to say about this Pokemon. It's a bug and fairy type. It's really small and cute, which it's in its name, Cutiefly, so it's gotta be cute. I don't know if it's really gonna evolve into anything, but I certainly hope it does because it just looks so small and fragile, and I just fear for its existence. Like, I feel like just flying around, it's already in danger. You know how many dangerous things there are in the Pokemon world, so I guess Cutiefly, just watch out, little buddy. I might be catching you sometime soon in Alola. But that brings us to our final new Pokemon revealed in this trailer. It's Hamtaro time once again, ladies and gentlemen, because Togedemaru is here, the new Pikachu for the Alola generation, and I think this cute little mouse is here to stay. We even see it in the trailer battling against the Molga, because I know that this is going to start some battles once again of who is the top Pikachu dog or mouse. And now we've got a new one to add into the lineup with Togedemaru here. I like it. It's definitely got an awesome typing and the ability Lightning Rod, which we see here when you get hit by electric moves, you get that special attack powered up. So seems like a pretty awesome Pokemon. Of course, we don't know if it's going to evolve. We can assume that it most likely won't because none of the electric mice Pokemon evolve except for Pikachu. But Alola so far has definitely been breaking conventions, I feel like. Straying a little bit, I guess, outside of the box. So I feel like Togedemaru definitely has room for an evolution. It's really cute and I want it to stay that way forever, but if it did have an evolution though, Steel and Electric type has always been awesome. I mean, I love Magnezone and I would love to see another Pokemon, another take on that typing, but I guess we have one here. We've got Togedemaru. Oh man, it's just so cute, but I can't say your name. I don't know if that name is gonna stick, by the way, because it sounds pretty Japanese, but I guess we'll have to wait and find out because that is the final of the newly revealed Pokemon. I gotta say, I was not expecting this. I think there was meant to be a new Pokemon Sun and Moon news update tomorrow, June 1st, but maybe the Japanese channel accidentally posted this a little early, or it might already be June 1st in Japan and they meant to show this off the whole time. But either way, 7 new Pokemon is quite a lot, and I feel like we'll get more news when the official English update comes out. On the Pokemon site, they always update and have a little bit more info on these new Pokemon. But anyway, that's it for Tapu Koko and his gang of merry mons, so definitely let me know which one of the 7 new Pokemon revealed you like the most. I gotta say I have some bias for Tapu Koko, maybe because he's like a legendary guardian. He just looks really awesome, and the fact that he links with the story, I feel like we're going to be talking a little bit more about Tapu Koko in the future. But out of the 6 regular Pokemon, I feel like Drampa the Dank Dragon is definitely my favorite here. Snoop Dragon, I guess. He just looks so goofy, and I've always really liked, I guess, weird, derpy looking Pokemon. So being a normal dragon type is pretty interesting as well. We haven't seen that before, so I'm really liking Drampa here, the dragon Pokemon. Definitely let me know which one you guys like the most though. Was it Cutiefly or was it the cuter Togedemaru? Because, oh man, I just want to pinch his little cheeks and then die from getting shocked. Maybe not, actually. Now, believe it or not, the trailer doesn't end there, and we've got some more info on our buddy Zygarde, specifically the 50% form, because we saw back with the reveal of Zygarde being in Sun and Moon that its 10% form could transform into the perfect form, but now we have confirmation that 50% Zygarde, or the one we knew from back in X and Y, also has the ability Swarm Change. So I don't know if it's clear how the transformation is triggered, but it seems like when Zygarde is hit by a super effective move or drops to very low HP, this new ability Swarm Change, which is now also on 50% form Zygarde, basically just makes it transform into complete form Zygarde, which is the new one that we know and love, the Dragon Ball Z form. I love it, so it's good to know that not only can the dog Zygarde transform into it, but also regular 50% form Zygarde, which either way, who doesn't love them some Zygarde? The only question I have now though is, what happened to Zygarde's old ability Aura Break? I don't know if they're going to keep it, so I guess the X and Y one has Aura Break. And now the new Sun and Moon Zygarde has Swarm Change, but that is gonna be it for me, so thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button and share it with your friends. So until the next time, I will be flying high above with the Guardian Tapu Koko, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.